from the look of things on the news, it looks like China is playing things tight when it comes to testing positive for COVID. Supposedly, like they're like carrying people off and making them go to like quarantine. What do we think about that? What do we think about like do we think we should do something like that similar here? Do you think we should be taking COVID more serious again, or do you think that's a little bit too much? What is your thoughts?
They have the zero COVID policy there, so like zero tolerance for it at all, which I think is mildly unrealistic.
Do they have a different strain? Different?
No.
Dude, that's what.
So it's
is it still? I know it's not near as crazy because I was just talking to my girlfriend. She works in a hospital. She says like they have like zero COVID patients now.
Mm-hmm.
It's like not a thing anymore.
I think China has the problem is like being like half kind of communist, and their leader kind of does whatever he wants. I think just recently removed some term limit thing to just make himself stay longer, kind of thing.
Right.
And because of that, having done zero COVID now for like a while, I think there's a lot of, well, I can't have ever been wrong with what I said, so we have to stick with this now.
Mm-hmm.
I think there's some of that. You have to admit you might be wrong. And I think that's a hard thing for people not to do.
I don't know if this is true or not, but I heard this, that supposedly in China that they were blurring out the crowd of the World Cup, so they couldn't see that they weren't wearing masks anymore.
The state
Is that true?
media, yes.
Yeah, they weren't showing like close-ups, like like they pan over the crowd and stuff like that. They weren't doing that, and the whole crowd was blurred out. It wasn't even like just faces. It was literally like they had like a filter over the crowd.
Right, because then it would show that borders are open and their borders aren't yet.
I had heard too, because there was like some protest, because wasn't there like a fire in some building, and like people died, and I guess
get out of the
because of like all these zero COVID restrictions, like people probably died unnecessarily because of that, and so there was like the people with like the white paper protests, they were trying to put stuff on Twitter, but they said like Chinese bots were putting a whole bunch of other information on Twitter, like with the same like location and other stuff to kind of like drown out the volume of that, which is pretty dedicated.
Dedication.
It's dedicated. Yeah, it's dedication.
Yeah, when I heard that when I saw that they were being still like super cautious about it, the movie fan in me was thinking like, do they know something we don't? Like, is there something going on that we don't know that could be far more serious? Like, are they trying to prevent a zombie outbreak? Like, and they're keeping it like super like secretive, and then like I don't know. That's what I thought of. I was like, man, if that's the case, then take that seriously. But I don't know. I don't know. It's here now. I just feel like COVID is just kind of an afterthought now. Like, I'm not saying that's right or wrong, but it's from what I've seen, it's pretty much the case.
I think hasn't most of the world realized there's a coexisting that kind of has to happen with this. I don't know if other countries have been like, we're not going to have that.
Yeah. Because, I mean, it's really not going to go anywhere. I mean, it's kind of one of those things where it's kind of
it's like the flu now.
I feel like it is just China's way of controlling their people on another level. Because they do so anyway.
Yeah.
It's just to another level.
And COVID's their excuse.
Right.
They're like 3 years into it, they're like, we're tired of lockdown for 3 years.
Without being communist,
Yeah.
but communist.
Right. I mean,
Republic.
I still see things like here, though. People are like, oh, we need to, because of calling it long COVID or whatever, we should still wear masks to prevent long COVID. I don't know what long COVID is. But
symptoms don't really go away.
Yeah. So I still hear stuff like that all the time, and I'm just like, I don't want to say it, but I'm like, who cares? Like no one's really. It's not like it used to be.
If that's the case, then we should anytime we're sick.
Yeah.
Like now.
I think it's probably. I bet it impacts people differently. Say someone close to you died from COVID, you'd probably be far more aware of that. I'm sure it would touch you differently. How would it not?
Yeah.
So
I agree.
I think as far as I think we're all pretty fortunate that it wasn't like anything ultra severe like that for us.
I
thankfully.
don't know anybody who's passed from it.
You know,
Yeah.
But there's that, which you probably be like, yeah, it's really serious.
Oh yeah,
I
I
mean,
believe.
just don't know that.
I definitely believe it was serious. And like back in 2020, I was one of those people like, yeah, wear a mask, social distance, stay away, stay out of the public. I was like,
so
I was a part of that bandwagon, but
it
it's
was
not like it used to be
so
anymore. It's
unknown.
not.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And people were dying like crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Hospitals.
Flatten the curve. I was all about it. Flatten the
2
curve.
weeks, flatten the curve. Fine.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, let's do
This is
it.
what,
You
like,
know.
10 months later.
Yeah.
Don't
trying to
tell
do
China that.
But like, I mean, looking back at it though, like I don't know what was right, what was wrong. It's hard to say, but like,
It's one of those things like if we didn't do what we did, there would have probably been like severe consequences.
Yeah.
You know. Unfortunately, that's the only way we would have known.
mm-hmm.
I don't disagree with what we did. We
Yeah.
did what we did with the knowledge that
Right.
we had, and
And like the rhetoric that was used at the time was like, even if we can save one extra life, it's worth it. Like that was the kind of like, save as many people as we can. That was the whole idea.
because you didn't know. Who,
And maybe we did, and we probably did.
And you didn't know who had what family members that
Mm-hmm.
were compromised, or you
So
know.
could zero COVID policy be protecting the most lives by that type of policy?
I saw.
I don't know. That's
It's
I don't
hard.
know, but
Because there's so many things that impact the world, not like that the economy for one is just like, the economy took a huge hit. You don't understand how impactful that is on a lot of people's lives. Just having a job, being able to provide for their families, that's a whole nother thing. Like, so it's a hard thing to.
Well, I think it's very unrealistic. It's
Yeah.
very unrealistic.
Mhm.
Got a major manufacturing hub with boats and planes in and out every day.
Mhm.
A lot of them.
Yeah.
To have a place like that, oh, we're not going to have any COVID allowed
Yeah.
here.
Sometimes
I just think it's unrealistic.
I just feel like there's some things that don't have a right or wrong answer. They don't have. It's just what they are, and that's one of these things. It is what it is.
as I said, you see like some places that went all zero COVID, and then they stopped before Omicron came in, and then their spike of death rate was way higher because like they weren't adjusted to COVID itself,
Yeah.
so the Omicron just hit them way harder. So
was it Italy that did that.
I don't know. I know it was like some random place. I was just like,
With no herd immunity, no
Yeah.
like
So-
higher antibodies, and like
so
anybody.
it's like you want to do too early to stop all like the first strain, but then can't do it too late.
I know places like that kind of retro in history, but most places know like that disease has killed a lot compared to like war and things like that.
The most.
I think more, right?
Yeah.
You arrive somewhere with a place with zero antibodies and something that you've been fine with for 100 years, like kills a third of the population.
That's what happened here.
Yeah, with the
Yeah.
natives, we just show we were good. We got smallpox. Too.
Smallpox too.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Wiped out everybody.
After 2020 was really the worst year. 2021 was still pretty not as normal. But I have been enjoyed the return to normal. I've been enjoying it. Like that those 2 years made me appreciate all the other things a whole lot more. So
They did, but they also made me appreciate the slowdown.
Karen talks about that. She's like, I remember
Mm-hmm.
it was weird, but there was a couple months where we just didn't ever do anything.
I wasn't expected to be
Yeah.
somewhere.
We had a joke of like, what did we do this
Plans.
weekend? Nothing.
Nothing.
yeah.
Whole weekend.
Yeah.
Not a thing.
I do not miss the Zoom calls though. I do not miss that.
I think I did 3 of them.
No, but if that's all you had,
Yeah, that's true. I mean, it's what you had to do. But, I don't know. I prefer meeting in person. But
I
for
just
the
missed the
kids.
slowdown aspect of it. Made you stop for a minute.
mm-hmm.
It was nice.
Yeah,
Life
we're
moves
just
way too quick.
the pace.
Yeah, life
Mhm.
moves way too quick. So it's different. But yes, I did miss like eating out.
Mm-hmm. Just
Getting food.
Yeah, because I get like I can't if I'm home too much. Like that drives me nuts. I have to get out of the house. And then granted, you could still leave the house. You can go to the park as long as it was outdoors. You could still go places, but just wasn't the same though. So
Not in China.
I'm trying to.
and China,
They have
right?
a whole other people there.
No. So do you guys? I don't know. We don't live there, so we don't really know. But like, so what do you guys? What are your guys' thoughts? You think
Sucks.
it's just
I think it sucks for them, but I don't know. I mean, they know what they live. But
exactly? It's hard for us to say because we don't live there, so we
Yeah.
don't really. It's hard to have a actual
I
opinion.
don't think
people-
they like it there.
How many
Like,
people live
the
there?
restrictions.
Aren't there a bunch of protests and stuff?
Oh, yeah,
Is that-
absolutely.
Yeah.
And it's like a jailable offense to speak
Yeah.
out against your.
Yeah, your country,
Yeah.
your government.
Yeah.
Mhm.
This
Like,
video
you're
is
wrong,
probably
like,
not
you're
allowed
right.
there.
No, it's
Yeah.
not.
They're not allowed to watch this.
How many
over
people live in China?
Like a billion, I think.
A billion people.
I think they say more Chinese people speak English than Americans. Just because of the number of people.
The
there.
population.
Yeah.
there.
But if people speak English, it's like.
That's
Do they have somewhat of free will? See, I don't really know much. Like, do they have free will to leave? I know that's also easier
I
said than done.
remember
I
seeing
think
clips
they
of
can.
like some places they were literally like bolting indoors so people couldn't leave their
You're
apartments.
talking like all the time or
I don't-
restriction related?
I don't know. I just
COVID
the
restriction
COVID,
has
yeah,
been nuts. Yeah,
the
like you're staying
COVID.
at home. We'll
Yeah.
put a guard outside your door.
Yeah, I don't
Like
know
that
how
kind
their
of-
normal day to day though.
I think they can leave the country. I think it's
Yeah.
not like North Korea where like people make the run for the border.
Alright.
Or-
I don't.
Make
Like,
your
I'm pretty
run for
sure
the
you
border.
can leave.
Yeah.
That's always been my impression of China. Like they do allow their citizens to leave
Yeah.
and go move elsewhere. At least that's what I've always thought.
Yeah, I'm sure they do.
But yeah, I don't know. I'm just gonna say that's. I don't know what to say. I don't want to say I like it. I don't like it. I don't know. I don't think that's for me to decide. I'm just gonna say, man, that's tough.
It is. It's got to be
Yeah.
very tough.
Yeah, that's just tough.
And they're just tired of it. It's been year after year after year. Like, when is the end of this? Is there ever going to be an end? Because COVID's going to be around, and our antibodies, like we said, are like just
It's not
trickling.
going anywhere.
They're staying low,
Yeah.
so it's going to be fighting it forever.
I can't imagine still living like that under. The United States lost their mind over governments putting mask mandates. I can't imagine being in a lockdown for 3 years. So, on their sake,
Yeah.
We lost our minds.
Right.
They're probably losing their minds there too, but they can't say it.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, I'm just saying, like, I can't imagine. We dealt with it for a year, over a year.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
I can't imagine doing it for
A mask debate.
3 years.
Yeah. We beat.
And then even worse.
We
yeah,
beat.
on
Yeah.
like full lockdown for
Yeah.
3 years.
It's
Yeah.
not
Not
a bit of
just,
perspective. It's like we're
Yeah.
yelling like, "I don't wear a mask," and that's like the biggest fight there was.
Right?
and
Yeah.
they're like, "No, we
Way
can't see our
worse.
dad for a month because he tested positive."
Right.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's all I got to say about that.
Feel for them. Here we
I
go.
do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, there we have it.